Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how you can use the Westlicht Performer as a pretty kick-ass pitch quantizer. It's not something that it says how to do in the manual, but you read between the lines of what's laid out in the routing screens and you're like, oh hey, I can use an external signal to affect each track's transposition. That's a pitch quantizer. So, let's pull apart this one and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, this is just two sine waves going through a filter. Nothing much going on. But I've got an external bipolar LFO from Tides coming into this CV1 input. So what we can do is go to our routing screen, go to, too far, where is it? There it is. Go to transpose. Don't want it to go down an octave. It's already really low. Let's just make it -5. On the track 1, please. And I want the source to be CV1, this guy. So commit, hit play, and no changes. Why is that? That's because it is set to refresh the CV output every time a gate is received, which we can do. We can just put in a gate. Which doesn't result in much because this LFO is actually clocked, so it's probably the same every time. There we go. And that's great and all, but we can take it further by going to scale. Let's go, I really like the Japanese scale. Well, isn't that lovely? Now, putting in gates though isn't our only way to get that pitch to change as per the external signal. We can go to track and go up here to, oops, let's go to CV update mode and go to always. Now, as you can hear, with no gates, the notes are changing. Now, this is a bit different to how other pitch quantizers work when they're in continuous mode, like Ornament Crime or whatever, where they spit out a monstrous flurry of notes and it's all crazy and chaotic. On the Performer, with no gate triggering the quantization, it's actually still quantizing as per these 16 steps. So if I change the divisor to 8ths, you can hear that it slows down. You might see this as a pro or a con, it's your call. But for me, I think it's pretty handy because you can do neat things like, say I wanted dotted 16ths. And then you can go to my second sine oscillator, which is plumbed in already, and I can go back to our routing screen and I can go, I also want this to affect track 2. Thank you. Now this one is not being set to update always, it's just set by the gates, so let's put in some gates. And we also need to put the scale to Japanese on that one. Oops, got 2 there. Add in a little clouds for effect. And there you go. Now, that's not the end, because we can, say we want to offset this second track by 1/5 or something. We can go to each note and apply a manual offset to each time it quantizes. So this first note, where it's being triggered to quantize the external signal, is actually being offset a fifth because it's going up to G. Then you can also do a neat thing where you go, I want it to go, oops, my bad, up an octave, please. Say I want this one to be down to G. And let's say this first track's a bit fast. Let's change, oops, bump the camera. Dotted quarters, why not? Or maybe I want this second track to be less 4/4. Now, of course, that's only using one external input. You've got 3 more to work with here, and you can also use routings to affect the octave of each track and, all the various other things. So you can do a lot with this sequencer without ever even putting in notes. And I like that. If I want to sit there putting in notes, I would just use Ableton Live, Yeah, I hope that's been really helpful. Usual story, chuck me a subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. I try to do them every now and again. Alright, have a great day. Cheers.